Hello traders, it's Paul Arrowsmith here, OD Paul 82 from a trading football chat room and also PMT, PRT, pretty mental trading. So the video today is some pre-match analysis that I did in the morning to just do a couple of correct score and match odds swings or scalps. So there wasn't many matches on today. I'd been planning to trade these later on using these bets of insurance, but due to circumstances involving beer and the pub, I didn't actually get back to trade it, so I closed these out on my mobile in the pub. So I've had a look at Monaco Reims, and to me it seemed like Monaco were going to win. What I'm trying to think here is, what is everyone else going to back down? What's everyone's sentiment going to be closer to kickoff time or during the day? And what I want to do is ride those prices down. So I want to get in early. So if you look on the right hand side, you can see that the time's 7:36 in the morning. I was doing these before I headed off to work. So I covered the 2-0 to 3-0 and just using £5 stakes. I've placed back bets onto the lay side and also a tick above for each one of them as well, and also stuck onto the 1-all. Seemed a bit high to me there, and the 1-all never really it swings about. It never really takes a big sort of like swing. It just will normally move 1-2 ticks either side throughout the day, so I was trying to get onto there. So those were those ones placed. I wanted just scrolling about here, having a look. I think I wasn't too sure what I was doing there. Make sure I add to the favourites, which I do for a change. Okay, let's have a look what else is on. So it was a very, very poor cards that evening. So I just concentrated on the main matches where I knew there would be money being placed during the day. So the main league. So I think it was 3 matches I got involved in. It did end in a profit. Of course, using small stakes, it's not a big profit, but from small acorns do trees grow. So Schalke Augsburg, Augsburg looked pretty shit. A lot of 1-0, 2-0. So that sentiments, my belief is the sentiment of people would be going for 1-0, 2-0 to Schalke on the correct score. And more than likely I'd do the 1-all as well. I'll have a look in a second. Again, placing off this 1-0. Do 1-all. And if you've noticed that I'm back in on the actual lay price and also 1 tick above the lay price as well. So if it swings out and then comes back down again, I've got a couple of ticks profit there. So that's Schalke and Augsburg done. And we'll move on to the next one. So I've done very, very minimal editing on this one today. And hence why, I might just be pausing on a couple of bits. My brain's not fully functioning this morning either, because I have the effects of alcohol, where I had a bit of wine, a bit of beer. They always say don't mix the grain with the grape, but beer before wine is fine, and then wine before beer is queer. So mine was definitely beer before wine. So a lot of draws there on Deportivo Getafe. What I wanted to do with this was actually put the prices into the model. So what my model does is it just takes averages of the correct scores, and it gives me a rough idea from these averages of what the final score could potentially be. And I also calculate what the over-under price should be. There you see my bootleg copy of Excel loading. Honestly, I did register it, Mr. Microsoft. So just trying to get everything sorted on the screen, because I was recording, I wanted it all to be visible. I have no idea what these actual scores finished as at this moment in time. I did look them up when I looked at what my profit and loss was, but my brain is really not functioning. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going through entering the league results. So with this one here, it's a bit iffy because they're in the Segunda division and then they went up to the Primera. But I'll still just chuck them in, and it gives me a rough starting point. Have a count. I do 10 matches. I used to do up to 20, but it's just a waste of time, really. And all those parts where it just says short-term total, short-term average goals, mid-term, long-term. That's just me taking a series of averages and then a couple of funky calculations. It's based off something I learned in the Peter Webb course. It's a very, very good course. It's a full day length course. Some people are against doing the courses. You could learn just a lot off YouTube. But for me, it was very, very beneficial. It's not cheap, I won't lie about that. But at the end of the day, it has paid for itself for me. So again, getting in on the 1-all. And the 2-all, because my model had said 2-all. And doing, yeah, the 2-all, I just took the back price there. I thought, you know, at high odds like that, it's not going to be a big steamer, I'd imagine. So I thought, sod it, I'll just take the price on offer. So I've got 3. Went to have a look at the match odds, I think, on all of them. See if there was anything that was worth doing on them. I know Deportivo, I got involved in the match odds. If I'd hedged, it would have been profitable, but I didn't hedge. I just left it to run. So obviously Deportivo didn't win the match. I think oh yeah, this is my music production, which I'd been fuck-arsing about with in the morning. So I'm looking at the amount of money available on either side. So what I like to try and do is where the money's equal on both sides, I'll put in a back bet and a lay bet in the hope that they'll both get matched at roughly the same time. Or they'll be in the same points in the queue on either side. So Deportivo looked like they were on a bit of a drift there. Draw looked like it was slightly coming in. So what I did was I put in a back bet on the lay side for the draw. And Deportivo, because there was such little money available at 2.3, I decided to just lay it outright at that point. Yeah, so those are those ones placed. I didn't do the same for Monaco or Schalke, I believe, because they were both odds on. And my profit and loss from the day before, I think it was about £7. Let's have a look. Come on, Paul, press the button. £7.81. So I talk about that day. I do have a video for that day, and I'll talk about that in probably the next video, next 1 or 2 videos. And so on to the actual results of what happened that evening. So these are the ones this morning. I had closed out there. There would have been a profit there on the 1-all. If it finished 1-all, there would have been a profit on the 2-all. It didn't finish 2-all, so there was a 0 loss on that one. Match odds, so there had been the drift on it, so I closed out £2.56 that evening. The beer garden. Schalke was the profitable one, finished 1-0. So again, I'd closed out. I didn't hedge on the market. I just let the bets run. I went hero. As you can see here, the prices did indeed come down and get matched on my lay bets. And Monaco, it had I was looking at a small loss there, and so I just decided to hedge the market on a red for minus 38p. So it wasn't too bad a day. My bank's up to 110 now. What I've actually got is I've placed a bet on the horses because I'm going to be doing a video on some pre-race trading today. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.